a message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna benefit.
We're back.
Let's go. You stole
There we
my
go.
intro.
I got you. There we go.
Veterans Minimum, ladies and gentlemen. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your delightful host, Nick Dais. At Nick Dais 10 as you can find me. The guy who stole my intro, my dog, George Carmona.
I'm the only person that is allowed to do that. But you lost the race. That's our version of the Kenny and Chuck race to the board. Is who can fist bump and get to the mic quicker.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Take initiative.
So just know it's a race from here on out. We'll see.
Hey, big ups to everybody over the last couple of weeks, the entire football season, the start to the new year. Thank you all for sharing the content, listening, rating, reviewing, subscribing, the Patreon support, just everything across the board. We are going to continue to put out 2 shows a week like we have. We're going to add some new wrinkles to the show, starting with what you guys will see next week. We kind of hinted at it on the Monday show. If you guys haven't checked that out, All-Star Weekend, Fallout, and some other fun conversations. But we're going to Portland this weekend, bro. We're going to do some jiu-jitsu. So we're going to start Vlog Boys once a month. We're going to put out a vlog.
Yep.
I have a couple of funny ideas. Have you ever taken a Wonderlic test?
I have not taken a Wonderlic test, but I do know what it is.
Yeah, so I think we should take some Wonderlic exams, maybe do some combine stuff.
40, a little shuttle, 3-cone drill.
Yeah.
I want to see you do the quarterback pro day, play action, roll out, and then across the body bomb.
I've been waiting to just show you the things I could do with a football, bro. You've seen it though. You've seen me toss a couple, but we were in like an alley, just fucking. I almost killed George. You know, I almost killed you the first time we met, right? Have you told this story?
I have, but just to refresh everybody, I mean, that's how we first met each other, and we got started on this friendship. Is we played catch in the back of what used to be Sticky Paws Studios, and I pride myself on not dropping the ball. You threw like a go ball, dude. I swear to God, I was at least 40 yards away from you.
On a string, too.
On a string, which it was rare. I had fucking literal nerds throwing me footballs for 6 months. And then I get a frozen rope thrown down the line. Of course, I'm going to make the catch, but it's an alleyway, and there was a fire hydrant or a power box or something. Yellow poles were around it. So I make the play, and I must have missed the yellow pole by 4 inches. I felt it after I caught it. You know,
it could have ended horribly, bro.
I would have broken a rib.
I threw you into triple coverage, is what I did.
Yeah, dude. Talk about Legion of Boom. That's Cam Chancellor yellow pole,
bro. 100%. I thought I killed you. When I let it go, I wanted to yell like, "Yo, don't go get it!" But you were so fucking. You made a beeline for that shit.
Yeah, I think part of it too was because I was running down the right sideline. If metaphorically speaking, if it was a football field, it would have been the right sideline. And as a New York Giants fan, I think you were just like, "Is this Odell?" Like, I think, is this Odell? Is he about to fucking go up with 1 right now? Yeah, no. I made the catch though, and it's a great story.
Yeah, and we became best friends ever since there. I almost killed you the first time I saw you.
Fuck, dude, that was so close.
Fuck yeah.
That was bad.
Fuck yeah.
But jiu-jitsu this weekend. Oh my God. What are we looking to do? What's your mentality like? Are you thinking of like a game plan? Do you have a game plan?
Anyone that knows my jiu-jitsu knows there's no game plan.
I love that.
It's just going in there and doing the only thing I know how to do. Try to get there first and win. So there is a game plan.
Got it.
But it's not like anything that's going to shock anyone. Going to probably clip this after the fact in case anyone starts doing some research and wants to get an upper hand on what we're going to do.
Wow.
But it's arrive, Dais, bounce. That's the game plan.
That's sick, dude. Do you want me to, as I'm filming it, also FaceTime Dais? Is somebody going to be able to show Dais Dad's game film? Are you just waiting Does Darce know you fight?
Because
Because that's a big thing when fighters have to introduce their kids to like, hey, this is what I do for a living. Does Darce know?
No, I don't think so. You know
Okay.
what just crossed my mind? I have no idea who's going to watch him this weekend, so I definitely need to start putting together something.
That's funny. That's funny. Make sure wherever it is an 80-inch flat screen.
Yeah.
That we can
I think
display.
you'll be able to stream it on Flow Grappling. I think they have
Yes.
it, and they have like the matches of all the people competing. So yeah, if you guys are into jiu-jitsu, you want to see, we'll have a different shot of vlogging everything. But yeah, first competition like we spoke on Monday. I'm excited, man. I'm pumped, and I know what's gonna happen, bro. I know how I am. So there's two reasons. I'm gonna be serious, and I'm gonna also fuck around. But
Okay.
two reasons why I never competed, and for the longest time I didn't want to compete. Number one was when the guy that got me into jiu-jitsu,
Mm-hmm.
Sergio De Silva, when he passed away. Prior to that, we were talking about me competing, and I was like, yo, bro, you're gonna be in my corner coaching me. So it was like a lot of like, it was sentimental why.
I feel you.
And it wasn't until the guys that I met out here in Vegas, man, shouts to Jerry and Shane, like they become like my bros out here, like my best friends here out in Vegas. I felt like that connection with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, if I'm ever going to go into a jiu-jitsu competition with someone and it's not going to be Sergio, like I'm cool with it being them, you know?
Yeah.
So like that was a big reason why, man, because I'm big on my word. And I said like, yo, I don't think I'll ever compete.
Mm-hmm.
He's not around. And especially when I moved, I was like, yo, if it's not under the Team Savage banner and my old gym back home. So that's like me being serious. Me fucking around, but also being serious is I know how I am. If I win, I'm going to want to do it more. If I lose, I'm going to want to get it back.
Yeah.
And I just have so much shit going on in like my personal life in a good way. I'm just busy and I got a lot of cool things going on. I know because I've seen the guys that compete, whether they're fighters or like in competitions, how they go about it. I'm like, damn, bro, I haven't had the luxury to be as dedicated the way they have been.
Right.
I have these last couple weeks leading into it,
Correct.
but that's kind of how I feel about me going into the competition.
Okay. So no matter what happens, this is not the only competition that you'll ever join because, you know, we're either going to go back to back or you're going to get your get back. You were able to see the people that are in the tournament. And I have to ask you, have you done any research as to who you could possibly be matched up with?
No, I just signed up. I picked a bracket and that was it. I haven't opened up the Smooth Camp, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's like the website for it. That's it. I like surprises.
Right.
That's it. Show up, see what happens, and do the rest from there.
Is there any chance that, is it a co-ed? Or are you only, okay. All right.
Men's 201.
Because if there was a woman in the 201 category, you'd definitely handle yourself, but I mean,
Darce.
it would be
You're gonna get Darce regardless. Yeah.
all right.
All,
that was a stupid
all
question.
men, women, children,
Right. We are in Portland,
green belts. Yeah, we are in Portland.
so
Green belts to black belts.
rainbow belts out there.
Yeah. Rainbow belts out there too. You're gonna get slayed one way or another. That's it. We don't discriminate on the mats. Everyone can get it and has gotten it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this weekend. George, some football news.
Yeah.
I know, football has become a 12-month sport.
Got to keep it relevant. Got to get our fix.
A couple of QBs have been told. Well, one has definitely been told. The Jets told Aaron Rodgers, like, yo, it's over, bro. We're breaking up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a friend date someone that sucked, and then when they finally broke up with them, we're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then you start telling them, like, dude, she was awful.
Yeah. It recently just happened too.
Okay.
But they're back together again.
Oh,
I know.
dude, that's the worst.
It's multiple fucking
man.
flip-flopping.
Bro, so like if you've noticed, I'm very transparent and blunt. I get myself in a lot of trouble. Cause there'll be times where like my friend will be like, yo, I broke up with Susie. I'll be like, oh, thank God, bro. She sucked. 2 weeks later, they're back together. And he told her.
Of course. Of course.
He told her to like get back on her good side or whatever it might be. And then the next time I see her, I'm like, yo, Susie, what's good? She's like, doing all that shit to me.
Yeah.
So I get it. But I've told you the cheating story where one of my friends wanted to cheat on his girl, and I was like, yo, you fucking crazy? This is the best thing you'll ever get. Like, you won't get any better than her.
Yep.
And then I had another friend who was like, yo, I think I'm gonna go. I'm like, yeah, go. Because his girl sucked. His girl sucked. So the worst is when you tell your friend that this girl's bad news and then they end up together anyway. At least now with the Jets,
Yes.
they finally broke up with Rodgers. He came in and cleaned house. He didn't sign the prenup, took half their shit, got new people living in there, got his friends moving in, and still didn't work.
The only thing that is like left is exactly what he's doing is controlling this media narrative and hype. He's got to remain relevant. And that is his championship now. Now that although he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, he's not a Super Bowl quarterback anymore. And he's the personality.
By the way, bro, this is now going to be 15 years since he's been the Super Bowl winning quarterback. I feel like the statutes of limitations have surpassed. That's like when people are like, "Oh, Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback." Yeah, in 2012, bro, he's nowhere near that now.
Yes.
Right. So like, I get it. Your resume, I understand, but you're not getting a Super Bowl level quarterback now. You were getting an MVP caliber quarterback when you first got him on the Jets. But then he gets hurt. He has a crazy injury, which now moving forward, look at the quarterbacks over the age of 35 that suffered Achilles injuries. Hasn't looked good. Kirk Cousins got benched.
Yeah.
He cost them a playoff berth because if he would have started earlier, Michael Penix, who knows what happens? And then Aaron Rodgers. So to me, I hate that shit, bro, when they're like, oh, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback or a Super Bowl winning receiver. Yeah, when he was fucking 12 years younger.
Yeah.
Different stages of his career. I don't know. It just obsessed me.
I'm glad the Jets did this. I mean, they realized how terrible it was, but it's like no matter what decision the Jets make now, it's still the wrong one. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the Jets are going to fix everything with their next quarterback they bring in. Like, there's logically, unless it's Matt Stafford, which would be kind of crazy, right?
How crazy is it that this hasn't been rumored, but I'm just saying, like, I think it'd be dope because at least, yeah, he's aging, still playing at a high level, and you don't have the fuckery that comes with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his lady got a podcast, and sometimes she goes viral for some of the crazy shit he says, but whatever. A lot of people have podcasts. Like, that's not
right.
The be all end all. He could play in the cold. He's a cold weather quarterback. Even though Detroit was indoors, like, he played in Green Bay. He played in Chicago. He played in Minnesota before they got the dome. So Aaron Rodgers now is making a plea to the Jets to bring him back because he says he intends to play. You know, last time we saw him, he threw 4 touchdowns. Would have been nice to just like go out on top.
Yeah.
Air quotes and a nice performance. But I don't think you could bring him back if you're the Jets because also what I think ended up happening was they don't want to lose a Garrett Wilson. And he was very adamant. A lot of underlining quotes of, yeah, if he comes back, I don't know if this is the team I want to be on or I don't like the direction we're going and all that shit.
Yeah.
They brought in a new head coach, Aaron Glenn, who I'm a fan of. He's going to bring some infrastructure. He comes from Dan Campbell's umbrella. And at least there, you know that the culture is going to change. He's a former Jet player. And I think you just start fresh. Now, you don't have the luxury of getting a high draft pick and quarterback. So maybe you do bring in an aging quarterback that's not Aaron Rodgers for a year or two. And then maybe next year you draft a quarterback if you're the Jets. Keep him under the Stafford wing.
Yeah.
And then you hand over. Like, that's what I would like to do if I was the Jets. I think Matthew Stafford coming to New York, not the Giants, I think going to the Jets would be a way better move for him. And what's crazy is, bro, we started the NFL preview show. One of the conversations we had, who would benefit more from a second championship, Stafford or Rodgers? And then to see them two, guys that just got dealt 2 completely different hands. One went to a competent organization. The other one didn't get competent until like 18 months ago.
Facts.
And you just see how different their careers are. So it's just cool that these 2 guys played in the same division for so long And another reason why, bro, it's so comparable, even though they got drafted years apart, they've kind of played the same amount of time. Rodgers started playing in 07. Stafford got drafted in 09, so like 2 years apart. And that's why their careers are so tied to each other.
Yeah, I think you have to make the decision. Do you go with the Tyrod Taylor experience next year? A quarterback that has always been on the verge. A lot of people don't necessarily remember the good moments for Tyrod Taylor, but I feel like he's competent. They also have Jordan Travis, who was the Florida State quarterback who led them to almost perfect season, gets hurt at the very end. He's one of those like sophomore, holy shit. What if he gets the starting job or beats out whoever they bring in because he's the young talent and he's healthy now? Who knows? Do the Jets get Justin Fields? That's one person that I was thinking could fit that role, as well as Jameis Winston as another one that can be that 2 to 3 year solution. But the Jets they're screwed, in my opinion. Like, the fact that you went all in on the Rodgers situation set you up for failure, and the fact that he's pleading to come back. I just don't understand why he doesn't want to go to an organization that doesn't necessarily have that type of spotlight on him. Like, go to the Panthers. Go to a low market team that everybody would appreciate you resurrecting, like how you did in Green Bay.
You know what's so crazy, bro? I'm looking at this now. I'm looking at the Jets schedule. They lost 6 games this year by 3 points or less. 4 points or less, right? Mm-hmm. So we always talk about the one score thing. Rodgers, he looked awful in some games, like completely checked out. And then there was a stretch in the middle of the season-ish, like around week 10, where we're like, bro, he's been playing pretty well.
Yep.
So it's just crazy how outcomes change the narratives on conversations. Like we were talking on the last episode. Yo, what if Stafford ends up scoring on that last drive against the Eagles? We're talking about the Eagles potentially having the best roster ever, right? Recency bias for sure. But like, who knows how these guys' careers are going to project.
Right.
And then you look at Rodgers with the Jets. What happens if they didn't have the field goal issues? What happens if certain plays go their way? And I know you could say that for a lot of teams, but instead of 5-12, what if they're 12-5? You're looking at the Jets like, yo, dude, next year they could load up, get another receiver.
Yeah.
Fix that O-line. Because, bro, they got a lot of, like, dude, I like what the Jets have.
But, okay, hear me out on this part, right? Rodgers has earned himself the right to kind of like name his next destination if he really wanted to for teams that are in need of a quarterback. Why would you go to a division in which you know you're going to get second place at best?
So then what division would you go to that you can maybe get first? Because you said the Panthers. I think they like Bryce Young.
Okay.
And I like Bryce Young.
A winnable division.
No, but I'm saying for him to go and be the Panthers quarterback will make no sense. Now, for him to go to the Saints, how would you feel about that?
I would love it. We're stuck. We're handcuffed. We're getting a number 1 draft pick in 2026. But yeah, I would absolutely love the 1 year experience. Give me Rodgers for a year and Chris Olave. We get Rashid Shaheed. I think a cool place would be, no lie, but I think this would benefit both teams if they traded themselves. Rodgers to the Rams, Stafford goes to the Jets. Wow.
He's in LA. You have McVay. You got weapons. You have a young defense that played really well this year.
Yeah.
Those guys are only going to get better. They'll be a year older. You're in a division, you say that you're not going to get first in. I think this division is pretty open, even though I'm already buying into the 49ers stock. We also have 9 months until the season starts.
Yep.
But I think that would be a cool landing spot. It's indoors. Cali kid plays in LA, big market, splash hot. We always talk about LA they're a finesse city and they're a superstar city. They don't want to draft a quarterback and develop him. Look how they treat Justin Herbert.
Right.
They want an established guy. And I don't think Rodgers is completely cooked. I think the outside factors is why people feel this way about Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with you. I don't feel like if they traded themselves, though, any team would benefit. It would be one of the very few trades in the world where it's completely even.
No, I think it would benefit. I really think it would benefit both teams because the Jets want an experienced quarterback right now and a savvy veteran that could bring these young guys up. Like, look, they got.
But I'm just saying, talent-wise and what they bring to the team is the exact same. Like,
Except you don't have the off-the-field stuff with Stafford that you do with Rodgers.
no, it's except you just get to click restart and say, hey, forget all my bad shit that's happened for the last 3 years. If you're Rodgers, Matt Stafford can be proud of what's happened with his career in the second half. But still, like, what they bring attribute-wise and talent to a team, the exact same. It's not like either one of them is the one category, right? Mobility in the pocket.
Yeah.
They're identical.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be the only.
Well, I also think, like, bro, Rodgers, Mike LaFleur is the offensive coordinator for the Rams. Same system as McVay and LaFleur. I think that makes a lot of sense, bro. I really do. I think him going to LA would be sick for the Rams to get a guy who, again, they could sell what you were saying, Super Bowl champion, 4-time MVP.
Yeah.
To the casual fan, they'll be like, "Oh shit, Aaron Rodgers is here. Let's go check out a game." The hardcore fans will be like, "Oh, yeah, he'll tell you that the earth is flat. He'll tell you all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
He's immunized," right? Remember that?
Facts.
So I think it makes the most sense because if you're the Rams and the Jets, now if you're the Rams, you should just stay with Stafford. But apparently that relationship's been soured because they want to move Cooper Kupp, and them two have set all records together, and they're good friends off the field as well. That's why I'm saying Stafford might be shipped out also. I think Stafford for Rodgers would make a lot of sense for both parties.
Yeah. It would suck to see. I mean, this is do you think Stafford goes it's a 1-year deal for like $30 million? Like Stafford's due for, I believe, $25 million this year and then $26 million the next year. They had backloaded his contract with the Rams. Do you think he makes more than that if he moves?
Yeah,
on a 1 year prove it?
So Stafford this year would be $23 million against the cap, and then $26 million against the cap the year after. He'll be 37. And then he'll be 38 and obviously in 2026. But there's an out. There's an out in the contract that would end up being a $50 million cap hit for the Rams, similar to how Russell Wilson with the Steelers, how like Denver was paying a lot of that contract.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something. If you're the Jets, you're like, holy shit, we're going to get this guy and we don't need to pay him anything because he's being paid for. And all right, we give up a 3rd round pick, but what are the chances that that's going to be a starter or someone formidable? And I could get a Matthew Stafford who, let's not forget, bro, he just didn't have his weapons this year. That's why his numbers were down. And that's why I made the case for them to maybe make in the playoffs. I didn't think they could win the division.
Right.
But I thought, they were plus 400 to make the playoffs. They were 1-4.
Right.
But look, they're going to get Puka back. They're going to get Cup back. It's a different offense when he has those guys out there. So I really like it, man. The more I think about it, I haven't talked to any of my Jet friends back home in New York, but I love the move. I think the move is great for both parties. I really do.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, let me ask you this. Staying on the topic of football, we got an interesting question from Messina. Messina 25 from the Discord says, how would you rearrange the NFL divisions if you could? I love this one.
How would I rearrange the NFL divisions if I could? shit. I would want it to be as simple as this. West Coast teams and East Coast teams kind of just split down the middle. So no like sprinkling the AFC North, South, West, and East. It's just AFC is the right half, NFC is the left half. Now, I know when you look at it geographically, it almost physically can't make sense. There's more teams. Way more,
bro.
Way more teams. So maybe that's not the answer. Maybe we split America like in half that way.
You're going back to the Civil War, bro.
And I want players to have to bust to games. And that way, you know, you can create more of that hometown. You're winning your region type of situation. They dominate that region and section as opposed to, you know, the Cowboys having to go up Philly and then the Giants.
Yeah.
It should be Cowboys versus Texans, Saints, and Titans. That's a division.
Well, so this is an amazing question, by the way. And
yeah,
please send us questions
for sure.
Whenever throughout the rest of this whole off season. A lot of shows are going to be you guys producing it. I fucking love this one, right? Because I've talked about this in the past, just like it makes no sense that the Cowboys are in the NFC East.
No.
They're in Dallas in the South. Fucking far.
Yes.
Where you look at the rest of the division, like it's all in proximity. So I was looking at it like geographically.
Same.
More than anything, right? So like let me tell you a couple. My AFC West would be Seahawks, Raiders, Niners, Rams.
Perfect.
Right? And then you could do another one where like AFC West, all California. You do Rams, Chargers, 49ers, and I know they're not California anymore, but you put the Raiders. In there, right? And then you could go like NFC North, you do what you have.
Seahawks?
Nah, I think you do what you have.
Whoa,
you do Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago. They're all
they have that one right.
They have that one right.
NFC South, they also kind of have right. We like that.
NFC South, we like that too. AFC South for me would be Titans, Jaguars, Dolphins, Texans. So maybe get rid of the Colts and throw the Dolphins in there. The AFC East, I would have all three New York teams and New England.
I love that.
So basically, I'm trading Miami from the East and putting the Giants in there. Because then you could have Jets-Giants rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
Where like it really matters. Like you fucks cost us a playoff berth or something.
Yep.
You know, you go AFC South. We mentioned that. Sorry, NFC South. We mentioned that. AFC South. We mentioned. AFC North. I feel like you could keep that also. Right. You got Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
The team we have left out right now is the Chiefs. Where do we got the Chiefs? AFC South.
So I was thinking we do
Chiefs automatic bye.
No. So all right. So NFC North, NFC South. We would have to do something West.
Okay.
So we said AFC. So NFC West would be Seattle, Denver, Arizona, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Or do you go? How about this? Do you go? Do you just do two divisions?
Okay.
You do an AFC East and West. Hear me out. 7 in each team. 7 in each. Right? Because no, there's 32
14.
teams.
It would have to be
16.
16.
16. So you would have to have
8 on the West, 8
on the East, and then the same for the NFC.
I like this. This is giving me NBA when we cared about it vibes. The true East-West rivalry.
So then your East teams would be Seattle, Raiders, Niners, Rams, Chargers, Cardinals, Denver, Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, Minnesota, Saints, Packers, Bears, Colts, Titans. That's your 16. Because, like, even though, like, Chicago on ends up being East, we got to have someone in the West.
Very true.
And then the rest would be Buffalo, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami, Patriots, Jets, Giants. So you break it up like that. And then you have 2 divisions in each conference.
Okay.
And you break it up that way.
Why can't we also just contemplate doing what college football does with the conferences? Like we just say fuck the NFC and AFC thing and we just nuke it, and we do television rights for, let's call it the Big 5, the Big 6.
No, what about just East, West, South, North?
That's what it is now.
Right, but I'm saying like even more so, so like how you said the conference. So there's no more AFC, NFC.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but just give it a funky name.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Let you explain it because I interrupted.
Call it the Big 6.
Okay.
And it's a rotation of the top 6 teams that are projected to win the Super Bowl that year. So you have a conference of just the best of the best. So that way we get great competition all throughout the year, nonstop, no fucking tune-up games or resting. Then we have, we could call it like the Mountain West. Like we could steal think Mountain West talent-wise. So maybe we call it the recycling bin or something, where you have the Panthers, you have the Saints, pretty much everybody that's in the NFC South. You could toss in the Titans. So teams that can fight to be in that middle category of teams, and then they fight for television rights. So the teams at the top get richer. The teams are at the bottom aren't on TV as much, and they have to earn their right to be on television a lot. It's kind of what they already do.
Yeah.
With all these big time teams getting all these primetime games. But yeah, I would say let's just keep it fluid where you are in a tougher division and you have no weak competition around you. The best of the best will be ranked against each other. And there's going to be a lot of teams that are really good that don't make the playoffs.
So I wanted to, I love what you're saying. And just to add more, right? Throw some more wrinkles in this. What if they did something where it was like NBA meets MLB, where instead of having AFC East, NFC East, you do the Atlantic and then you do like the Northeast. And that's your Eastern block.
I like it.
Right? So you could do something where like, you do the Atlantic division, could be Washington, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. And then the Northeast would be the 2 New York teams, Boston and Buffalo. And Philly, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like, again, the geographical thing.
Right.
And then your Southern division would be Saints, Texans, Titans, Atlanta. You would need to have something for the Central. That's where you throw like Kansas City.
Right.
That's where you throw Denver and Arizona and the Cowboys. Oh, there you go. Denver, Arizona, Cowboys, Chiefs. Bang. Cool division.
That is.
A lot of history there. And then, you leave the North as it is. I think that would be the best if you do AFC, NFC, but AFC is like Pacific Atlantic Division, Southwest or Southeast.
Yes.
Because then geographically it would make sense.
Here's the last key point as to why geographically works the best is there's all the people that live in Arkansas. It's a split state. They have no professional sports teams. Obviously, they love the Hogs.
Go Hogs.
But they're stuck between the Chiefs and the Cowboys. So by putting the Chiefs and the Cowboys in the same conference, think about the people that live in Kansas. Think about people that live in Mississippi, Arkansas. They all have to make a choice, and they're right there on the border of all these teams. That's why it makes it more exciting. It would be good for the NFL to do this.
I think that's the best. We spent way more time on this than I thought we would.
Yeah.
So we do need to wrap, but I kind of do want to revisit this in a future episode.
Yes.
Where we actually put a graph together and we map out how the divisions should look. Because I think combining your idea with mine, I think we do either the MLB division layout or like hockey, basketball.
Yeah.
Where you can have like the Atlantic, the Metropolitan, the South.
Yep.
You got to have something in the Central, the Midwest. And then you don't even call it AFC, NFC anymore. So you won't have NFC and AFC South. You'll have it like, oh, that's the South, the Southern Division, and then you have like
That's the Gulf of America.
the Gulf of America.
That's because they're
That
down
region,
there.
they're down there, yeah. Southeast,
The GOA, dude.
the GOA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Yep.
I fuck with it.
Okay.
Let us know. Let us know what you guys think.
We did spend a long time on that.
Yeah. We'll save the other one. We got another dope question. We'll save that for next week.
Cool.
Shout out to everyone in the Discord. Shout out to everyone on Patreon, patreon.com/veteransminimum. I'm going to go ahead and read the Patreon roll call now. I usually do it at the start of the show, but for this one, we'll just do it at the end. Big ups to the following members of the Patreon, patreon.com/veteransminimum, by the way. We got Daniel Gibson, Mahul Patel, Thomas Robinson, Abel Rezin, Ben Coatsy, and Christopher Velasquez, Derek Platy, Devin Rendon, Dylan Chadwick, Jerry Shapiro, Jordan Riley, Mike Stevens, Nick Crummage, and Nicholas Messina. Patreon.com/veteransminimum. $1 American is all we're asking for. We're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for a lot, George. $1. We're going to 5-figure our way to being a top Patreon with $1 American a month.
Yes, we are.
Thank you all for listening. At Nick Dais 10 News, you can find me. All things Veterans Minimum or at Veterans Minimum. George.
They can find me at Mr. George Carmona. And make sure, everybody, okay, this is important. This is from me. Nick doesn't even know I'm recording this part right now. Send him a good luck message, okay? Something that'll get him dialed in, possibly song recommendations. We need to win this tournament. Do it. Send him your love. All right, that's it for me. Peace.